Go ahead and start the debate. I don't see Dr. Manuel yet, probably is starting to join in some time. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. In the name of Allah, the most beneficial, the most merciful. My name is Dr. Hiba Haider. I am welcoming you all on behalf of APPNA in general and NEC in particular for the second debate of APPNA 2021 elections. Thank you, all of you, for joining us tonight. To give you a quick TOR and organization of the debate today, it will be 60 minutes in all, 20 minutes for each candidate, treasurer, secretary, and presidential candidate. Each candidate will be asked 4 questions, same ones, and each will have 2 minutes to respond to each question. There are no opening and closing statements and no rebuttals in each of these debates. The first question goes in alphabetical order of the last name of the candidate, and then I will rotate. I will give 10 seconds warning before 2 minutes are ending. I see that Dr. Manuel has also joined. Hello, Dr. Manuel, good evening. Welcome you to the debate. I think we can start with the treasurer questions first since Dr. Manuel is available. So, Dr. Manuel, can you hear me? The first question for the candidate of treasurer goes to you. I'm waiting for you to confirm that you can hear me and your connection is good. Nick, can you confirm if you can hear me?
He should be able to hear you. His microphone is turned on. He should be able to speak.
Okay, Dr. Manuel, the first question goes to you. What new ideas of additional revenue are in your mind for making APPNA financially strong without burdening members with additional fees? Your time starts now. I'm guessing he doesn't have a good connection. Hello, Dr. Manuel?
Nick, do you mind giving him a phone call, please?
Sure, let me try giving him a call.
Sometimes the technology is not in our favor. I'm hoping that's the case.
Hiba, can Dr. Tayyib Rana go first, or since he's here?
Yeah, if I don't hear from him, then I'm gonna go with Dr. Rana then. Dr. Rana, let's, okay, here he is. Dr. Manuel, did you get the question or you want me to repeat it for you? Okay, Dr. Rana, I'll put that question to you. By that time, Dr. Manuel will be able to, So I'll repeat the question for you again. What new ideas of additional revenue are in your mind for making APPNA financially strong without burdening members with additional fees? Your time starts now, sir.
Thank you so much, Dr. Heather. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Thank you for joining tonight. I appreciate this question. This is a question that's come up a couple of times now, last time on the debate, and it comes up often in the various social forums that are out there as to how to generate revenue. And it's a question that's come up through the meetings in the last several years. I've talked about this question from a novel point of view a few times, and I'll go over those salient points again, and then I want to make an expressive point how to achieve those objectives as well. So I've talked about some novel ways which include grants. Now, grants are not long-term avenues of revenue, but they are short-term, and short-term means anywhere from a couple of years up to 5 years, which is a viable way to generate revenue. And there are enormous foundations out there with lots of money to give to organizations like ours because of the type of work that we do. For example, the 3M Foundation, the Ford Foundation, Google, et cetera, et cetera. And we have to tap these resources going forward. And I'm intent on doing this if I'm elected to a leadership position. Number two, I've talked about novel business strategies. Now, when we talk about business strategies, we have to be careful because we're a nonprofit organization. And when we generate revenue, you have to generate revenue through mechanisms that serve your purpose. If you generate revenue through items that don't serve your purpose or your mission statement, you actually have to pay income taxes and report that to the IRS. So things that I have mentioned, one of the most important things that I like is the idea of being a service provider or incubator to new, very small biotechnology or technology startups, especially from our community, the Pakistani American community. They need a strong support base where they can get mentorship,
10 seconds, Dr.
educational services, so on and so forth. But the important point I want to make is this needs ongoing mutual support from other leaders as well. Thank you.
Okay. So thank you so much, Dr. Rana, for your response. Dr. Manuel, now it's for your time to respond to the same question. I'll repeat it for you. I hope you can hear me, but I haven't had a confirmation from you yet. Okay, I think Nicholas is on the phone with him.
He's still having some technical issues.
Okay. So I'll go to the next question to you again, Dr. Rana, and I think we can put the two questions together for him then, if he's online by that time. Will that work? I just
Sure.
have to think what to do next. So,
I'm fine with that.
okay. Next question. How can the budget for entertainment, food overspending be restricted during summer meetings and applied instead to philanthropy, education, and IMG help in US and Pakistan? Your
Yeah.
time starts
So
now.
thank you. Another question that has come up many times and is a subject of very significant debate over the years, especially when it comes to the food and entertainment budget. We have to be very careful when we talk about the food and entertainment budget because that's one of the mainstay attractions to many of the folks that come to the annual meeting. And I don't want to say that in any way that seems demeaning. Actually, I respect that and I value that. That is a purpose that we serve. We serve a cultural purpose as well. And so we have to have that attraction there to get the membership to attend that meeting, which is in cities often far away from their homes, and get them to participate. So we have to have a robust budget for the entertainment and food. However, it does not mean that we go overboard and spend hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars on food and entertainment alone at the expense of our other programs, because then we do take from other places. And the second part of this is sort of, you say turning this, can you say that again? It was to IMGs, you said? IMG
A lot
education?
of different projects, just examples, philanthropy, education, maybe facilitation of IMGs.
Okay, right.
US.
So yes, so absolutely. So now using that money that is saved from the entertainment and food budget towards education for local or IMGs is very, very important and serves a critical mission. But I think we have to look at this as two separate issues. We should not say that we're going to save money from the food and entertainment budget and then spend it on educational and philanthropic projects. Each of those categories requires great innovation and novel ideas to expand upon those, because I think those are great sources of revenue. However, budgeting strictly on the food and entertainment is a necessity, because I do think we have overspent oftentimes in the last few years. Thank you.
Okay, I appreciate your response. Thank you very much. So, Nick, is it possible we can have Dr. Manuel join on phone and put him on speaker so that the membership can hear his responses timely?
Yes, I'm on the phone with him now, and I'm trying to help him get on the phone and connect.
Okay,
Hopefully he'll be able to join soon.
okay. So then I'm gonna go with the third question to Dr. Rana, and then probably we'll have to have all four with Dr. Manuel in a single go instead of alternating. Will that work? Okay.
I'm okay with that.
Okay, so we haven't forgotten you, Dr. Manuel. So the third question is, Dr. Rana, to you again. Where do you see APPNA financially in 5 years?
So we talked about this in the last debate. The way I see it as an optimist is I see it as a financially stronger organization on very firm feet, serving as a model organization for other organizations and other institutions. However, as I said last time, in order to achieve this, fundamental principles must be obeyed. First of all, that starts with leadership that is just, that is transparent, that is selfless, working for the organizational goals. Because if we have a misstep or non-compliance with any of those basic principles, then the organization will be crashed on the ground come 5 years from now, or even before that. But if we stick to principles of adhering to the law, every rule that we make in this organization should be followed beginning at the top. If leadership does not itself follow the rules, membership will never follow the rules. In fact, it's a mockery to make rules that are not followed. So I'm an optimist. I believe that a trend has been started in the leadership at APPNA for honest, transparent, and just leadership. And inshallah, I plan to follow those principles to its core. And by following those principles, I am confident this will be an extremely strong organization 5 years from now. Thank you.
I appreciate your response. Thank you so much. You were quite early in time. You still have 30 seconds, but you want to stop there?
Oh, well, I mean, I can go on. So, you know, I want to highlight that I talked a little bit about my vision for APPNA come 5 years from now. So my vision for APPNA is that APPNA should be a role model organization for other institutions by partnering with those institutions or offering services to those institutions. But I see an organization that is a leadership. For example, we were called upon by the Medical Society of Virginia to escort Afghan refugees back to the United States at our APPNA DMV chapter. Why did that happen? Because we showed role model leadership when it came to community philanthropy and human services.
Okay, thank you so much. Your time for this question.
Now I can hear, you can ask the question, Meena. I'm sorry.
No worries, Dr. Manuel. I appreciate that you were able to join. Very, very happy that you were able to join. I'll go ahead with the fourth question with Dr. Rana, and then I'll go with all four questions to you. Will that work with you?
Yeah, that's fine.
So the last question to you, Dr. Rana, just to finish your round, the way it's going. How would you make APPNA meetings more affordable for the members?
You said more affordable?
Yes.
Okay. Well, my opinion on that is that APPNA's meetings are quite affordable. It depends on who you're talking about. I think we need to follow why reinvent the wheel? Let's look at all of our specialized or primary care medical organizations that hold meetings and have membership statuses. So for our practicing attending physicians, I don't think APPNA is expensive. If you look at the registration fees, first of all, no lifetime member pays a registration fee. So what are we paying for? We're paying for a dinner, we're paying for CME, we're paying for some entertainment. I mean, it's a bargain if you look at the kind of facilities we get in those categories at the meeting. But what we should do is provide greater return of investment on the membership registration fees for the members. We should enrich our services. Our portfolio of offerings should be larger. And we can get into what those offerings should be, whether those should be greater and richer CME programs, whether those should be board review courses or mentorship programs that charge money, and so on and so forth. But I don't think we should reduce the fees of the APPNA meetings because they're not very expensive. However, we should absolutely subsidize or cater to our residents, our fellows, our students, our pre-med students, and those individuals for whom the meeting is expensive, because we can take that for granted. So we have to make it accessible to those individuals, and we want to do that because if we bring those individuals on, these individuals will carry on a relationship with us and become our future lifetime members. So I'm not in favor of any move of reducing fees for our registration, but we should improve the level of services, and we should help our younger doctors and students in training to be able to attend those meetings, because that is the foundational place in which we establish our relationships.
Thank you. Your time was up. Okay. So thank you so much for your responses to each of these questions. Dr. Emmanuel, now it's your turn. You're able to connect, I believe, and I can go ahead with the questions with you.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. So the first question to you goes, what new ideas of additional revenue are in your mind for making APPNA financially strong without burdening members with additional fees?
All right. So
Time starts now.
at the only one thing, the continuous source of continuing income is increased membership. I have done it. I raised 700 lifetime members, and they're contributing every year. Suppose they just spend 700 or $100 even per meeting. So you raising like 70,000. If you spend spend $500 per meeting is like 350,000. So I am in favor of increasing membership. My goal is to increase membership at least 2,000 more. So my lifetime goal is to make APPNA membership like 5,000. It will increase not only revenue every year, but also increase the donors. It will be very attractive for the vendors. We can increase the number of vendors and make money from them. And we can have donors who can be attractive, and they give money to our philanthropic work. And we can advertise our mission in the like AMA journals and magazine to attract more people and attract more donors. And we can dip into the grants, the federal and state grants. And if you have numbers like 5,000, you have better chance to qualify than what we have now, 2,400. So I think we should focus, and I will focus in my next 4 years to increase my APPNA membership up to 5,000.
Okay, you have 30 more seconds.
So this is the other thing. And the other thing is that when we increase the vendors, number of vendors, and they produce a lot of revenue for us, I can tell you in 2018, Iqbal Zafar Ahmed was the president. He was the best president
10 seconds left.
And he gained 500,000, $500,000, 2018. And this year we got I think 150,000.
Okay, thank you so much for your response.
Okay.
I'm gonna put the second question to you now.
Okay.
How can the budget of entertainment for food and overspending be restricted during the summer meeting and applied instead to philanthropy, education, or IMG help in US and Pakistan?
You can't do that. You have to sell the brand. If you invest money to make money. The example is again, 2018. We have 3 big names, artists was there, Ataf Aslam, Mika Singh, and Nia Kakkar, and we gained 500,000, $500,000. We got middle, low class, I say moderate artists this year in 2021, we gained only 150,000. So it's the marketing. We cannot reduce it. if you have to attract people and participate people, people come and spend money, you have to sell the brand. The brand is you have to bring a good artist, good entertainment. Rahat Fateh Ali Khan charged 150,000. I think Mika Singh also charged 150,000. I was just looking the numbers. Almost they got 1,944,000 was income, and 744,000 was expenses, and we saved 150,000 this year. And the hotel cost was 180,000. So what 600 plus thousand was spent on entertainment and food. Even we don't have a big time artist like big price artist. This year we have Komal, Naz, and other people, and they don't charge you that much money. But still, we have to spend, I think, 600,000. And Rizwan Khalid will tell you more where he spent us 600,000 for entertainment and food. And I know I have been involved in different functions, arrangements. The food is not that expensive. You know, we pay them very little. Only thing, if you reduce
10
them.
more seconds.
Yeah. So if you reduce the quantity or number of the item, you can save some money. But the philanthropic work, the advocacy, and the other
Your time is up, sir.
Okay.
I appreciate your response. Thank you so much. I'm going to go to the third question. Where do you see APPNA financially in 5 years from now?
I think APPNA will be great financially. We only think that we have to focus to increase membership, and that will be my goal, to increase membership. If I'm able to increase 2,000 members, it means we're able to bring $2 million more in APPNA finances. And as we did it in 2013, we brought 750,000 in APPNA Lifetime Trust Fund, and it become millions. With the grace of God, we have $4 million in lifetime membership, and we are getting about 20%. And I'm feeling very proud that last year, APPNA treasurer borrowed money from the gain. They didn't even touch the trust fund that we raised in 2013, and they paid the bills. So you need a vision, you need a courage to motivate, and I think I'm the person who can motivate people, bring more members, and increase finances. And inshallah, in 5 years, we will be very strong financially.
You have about 48 more seconds.
Yeah, again, the membership will be more. Why? How we can attract members? We have, like, I was looking like 17,000 members. We are the third biggest alumni actually association after American Medical Association and APPNA. And we have 17,000 physicians here. We have the total membership 2,400. My goal will be 5,000 by increasing the membership, by giving incentive, like waiving the first year annual membership or giving discount tickets for the family and the new members.
10 seconds left.
So we can attract people by giving some incentive. We can give incentive to the physician in training. That will matter.
Thank you so much. I appreciate your response. I'm going to go to the last and the fourth question. How would you make APPNA meetings more affordable for the members?
I think still, I agree with Dr. Rana. I think I heard his answer. APPNA is still affordable as compared to other. We are investing money to our organization. I don't mind to spend thousands of more to support my organization if I buy event tickets and even event tickets for my friends or my family. I'm investing in a good cause. So it's affordable. We cannot reduce the price. And only thing that we have to provide more facilities and more, things for the APPNA membership who's attending the events. Our organizer Tipu can negotiate with the hotels to cut down the service charges, because the service charges are a lot when we do, but it's very difficult to do it because these are unionized workers and they can't reduce the charges. Like, I was in New York, we were doing a function in LaGuardia Marriott's, and they were charging us $85 just for service charges. So I believe that they charge same or more in the Shingle Creek and other avenues. So our money goes there to the service charges. Food is less. So we have to negotiate better price with the hotels because they make a lot of money too. So we have to do better price, better negotiation, and somebody should help people to make a good contract with hotels. So that will be affordable. We can give some incentive to membership to reduce the cost by reducing the event tickets, or giving them like 50% if they want to attend the entertainment, not the food. Reduce the items in the food.
10 more seconds.
So we can make it affordable. I still think it's affordable than other. If you go spend 4 people, if you go to dinner, you spend.
Thank you so much, Dr. Manuel. Your time is up.
Okay.
Okay. So thank you so much for your responses for the treasurer candidate. I'm going to move on to the general secretary candidates debate. And Dr. Muhayuddin, you are first in alphabetical order. The first question goes to you. How would you improve and integrate membership input in APPNA's policy change? You're muted. Dr. Muhayuddin, you're muted. Unmute yourself.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
Just wanted to put it out there that my father is gravely ill, fighting for his life, and I had to do the debate only at the behest of the NEC to meet the code of conduct. And mentally and emotionally, I'm somewhere else. So if I not up to par, please excuse me. But basically, every organization and leadership has a chain of command, and they have their goal, their purpose, but the input of the membership is very important to the leadership. And I see a lack of communication between the leadership and the membership in APPNA. You have members on social forums who are very mad about different things, and we don't see that transcending down to the leadership. So I believe we should have a channel, a portal for APPNA leadership to have input from the members, their ideas, and try to integrate that into APPNA policy. We need to have somebody monitor that portal, that channel, where people can put out their ideas and have it transmitted to the leadership so they can make some integration of any good ideas. We usually depend on general body meeting for ideas or some different meetings. I think it should be a year-round thing that has to continue every all year, and not just wait on a general body meeting and you stand in line for 30 seconds and and have some idea that you try to push. I think it should be more coordinated. There should be a portal for communication between the leadership and the members, and there could be a liaison.
So your time is up, Dr. Muhayuddin. I'm going to ask the same question to Dr. Qamar. Thank you so much for your response, Dr. Muhayuddin. I wish your father recovery soon. Dr. Qamar, same question. How would you improve and integrate membership input in APPNA's policy change?
Hiba, could you please repeat the question?
Sure. How would you improve and integrate membership's input in APPNA's policy change?
Oh, thank you so much, Hiba, for this question. And I'm very saddened to hear that Dr. Muhayuddin's dad is not well. Our prayers are with him, my prayers, and to the family also. So basically, Hiba, what the question revolves around, how does the general member feel heard in the APPNA membership, the leadership, right? Is that what you're asking? That how does the common member, how do they come across? So I think the best way really is for the people who get elected in leadership positions, for them to stay accessible to the membership. The most common complaint I used to hear before I ran for APPNA election used to be that the members would say, oh, you know, when the leaders, when they're running for election, they knock on our doors, they call us, they email us, they text us, but as soon as they get elected, they won't even respond to our texts or emails. And I think a lot of this communication gap arises from that. And I can't really dwell on the reasons on what had transpired in the past, but as far as I'm concerned, I ran on a platform last year, and this year I'm running on a platform of transparency and accountability to the members. I have personally remained accessible to each and every member. So anybody who can pick up the phone and call me or email me and ask me questions about the finances of APPNA, and I'm happy to answer. So that's number one. And number two, so that's just one part of it. And then the other part is that there should be some way of the common member having access to the, you know, the things like meeting minutes and stuff. So because I hear a lot of disgruntled members complain about that. In response to that, I just want everybody to know that the EC meetings and the council meetings are accessible on the APPNA platform on the website, but you have to be a member to be able to unlock that and be able to look at that. So there are various opportunities that are available for the common member. It's just a matter of getting across to the members how they can access. But my earnest appeal to members is call me, please pick up the phone and call me.
Your time is up, Dr. Qamar. Thank you for your response. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
The next question goes to you first, since we're rotating. So how do you plan to attract more Pakistani descent physicians into our organization?
So thank you, Hiba, for this question. It's a very pertinent question, and that's a question that has plagued us all forever. And we've all worked very hard. I can't say that I can take credit for that. Other leaders before me have also dwelled on this and worked on this. The most important thing really is for any organization is what value for the membership do you give to the members, right? I mean, we just talked about it in the treasurer debate, and I'll repeat myself that one of them thing is that APPNA is a cultural organization. It's not just a professional, it's an ethno-cultural organization. So when members come, they miss their homeland. People who grew up in Pakistan, when they come here, they are practicing in different parts of the country where they don't have access to the food, the culture, the music, the camaraderie that we get with each other. So that is one value, right? And then what else you can offer your members? You can give them benefits like credit card that APPNA can give. Membership dues can be reduced, like Dr. Joseph Emmanuel was saying. So give them, incentivize them. Say, okay, we'll give you a break in price. Come and join us. And then professional networking. In addition to the personal networking is professional networking. We always, when we come to the meetings, I can't tell you, every time I come, I meet other colleagues and I talk to them, and we apprise each other of what's happening, what is a good way of getting around, contracts with, insurance companies and hospitals and stuff. So this is the value. You have to give value to the members, and then yes, they become interested and become members.
Okay, we have 16 more seconds if you want to say anything. Otherwise,
and also for young physicians, it's very, very critical. A lot of people talk about it, and I want to emphasize again, for young physicians, APPNA has provided tremendous help. The advocacy committee, the young physician committee helps physicians right from the time they land onwards. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Dr. Mohyuddin, same question to you. I can repeat it for you. How do you plan to attract more Pakistani descent physicians into our organization? The time starts now, sir.
Yeah, basically, we need to have programs that attract young American graduates. We need to have value-based membership. We talked about this in the last debate. We need to get them in early, where they are just graduating, coming into residency, fellowship. We have to do things differently because they have a different lens. Yes, sure, we have our food and we have our entertainment, but we need to give them something that is on their level. Their thinking, their brain waves are different than what we are, So we need to make them own the APPNA. We need them to be the highlight of APPNA. We need to transition power to the younger American graduate, make them leaders, make them own this organization. This organization will not prosper and grow until we have American graduates come into this organization, rank and file, and make the membership easier, make them attractive, give them a sense of belonging, offer them different benefits, board reviews, business management of their practice that they don't really learn during the residency, investment vehicles for young physicians, which are different than, more older and established physicians. Offer research programs, generate incubator programs where they, can
10
contribute
seconds left.
and also solidify YPN and have a better social network. Have philanthropy projects like Doctor Without Borders that would,
Time is
help
up,
them
sir.
go to Pakistan and do things.
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Mohyuddin. So next question goes to you, number 3. How can you help purge and purify the bad image and publicity of APPNA from past conflicts and lawsuits?
Gee, APPNA, as you know, has suffered a lot from not only financially, but through the bad image that was created from the lawsuits and the fights among the leadership that distracted and actually discouraged a lot of members who, some of them I know have left APPNA because of that. So I think we have to create a positive image. We can do that. One way to do that, like we talked about in the last debate, is to have a designated officer called like a sustainability officer, a liaison that can spin and have a highlight of APPNA, achievements of APPNA, projected out there as a great organization. One of the biggest things that is important is have a transparent leadership, accountability. That is the key to this organization. The leadership should itself adhere to laws, rules, and regulations. You can't make rules and then break it yourself, being the first one to do that. I'm hoping that with better internal conflict resolution in the new cable, things will be better. The lawsuits will go away, but we need to project the positive of APPNA. And we should do that through an officer, a designated officer who can do that. Anybody who is, unless there's absolute injustice, if you sue APPNA, I think that person should not be allowed to be part of APPNA. I think that culture of suing and lawsuits should go away, and we should very, very strongly separate those people away from APPNA. We need public relation consultation and training to the leaders to project a positive image of the organization out there.
Thank you for answering that. And Dr. Kamar, same goes for you. I'll repeat it for you. How can you help purge and purify the bad image and publicity of APPNA from past conflicts and lawsuits?
Thank you very much, Hiba, for this question. It's very, very pertinent, especially now in this part of history, a part of the APPNA's history where, like you said, not this year, fortunately, but in the recent past, APPNA was plagued by a lot of lawsuits, and which stemmed from a culture of unaccountability. Fortunately, recently, the leadership has taken it upon themselves, including myself, to be very, very transparent and conduct ourselves with great dignity and great integrity. The way you improve the image of APPNA is by getting rid of all negative influences within and outside of APPNA. Unfortunately, APPNA has a history of outside forces jumping into the array of APPNA and causing friction. A recent example of that is a mass text that came out against me in like the day before the balloting was supposed to start, which was comprised of falsehoods and was a very malicious text. And I was targeted for no reason. And I hope and pray that, and I will never presume that my worthy opponent could have orchestrated such a wild campaign of mudslinging. I would never presume that. But I would hope at the very least that he would condemn such attacks. Silence is endorsement. Anywhere you see injustice being done in Apna, speak up, unite and say, this is wrong. We are better than this. Apna has to rise to a better, higher level. We must collectively be better than this. It's high time we embrace decency, civility, and dignity. And like, once the leaders embrace these principles, then it's a trickle down. Then it trickles down to the membership. The elections will get more civilized. Elections will get better. We will do better. We as human beings will be held to higher standards. And that's what needs to be done at this point in Apna's history. That is why I'm also running for Apna secretary, because, you know, we are all busy professionals. Why do we take time to come into Apna, into the array of
10 seconds left.
And get exposed? Because we want to do we love our organization and we want to do what's best for Apna. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Qamar. I appreciate your response. So the last question will start and go to you first. Where do you see Apna in 5 years?
Thank you, Hiba. Awesome question. Upward and upward. I see Apna going upwards only. I'm very, very optimistic. My heart is filled with love and joy and hope, because I know that the good forces of Apna and within Apna are coming forth, and we are going to unite. We are going to do the right thing for what's Apna. We are going to make the organization bigger, stronger, more financially viable, increase our membership, increase the membership benefits, most importantly, teach each other with respect and civility. And, you know, once that starts to happen, better leaders will get elected. I'm not saying, I would never presume to say that leaders who were elected in the past were not good. They were, of course, good, but they were plagued by these problems, which we all need to tackle heads on. We cannot close our eyes and say, oh, these are only election time, you know, shenanigans and things will improve. No, things will not improve. Each one of us has to promise and put forth our best effort and say, okay, this is it. The buck stops here. I will do a better job. I will be more available. I will be accountable. I will be honest. I will do integrity. And we will, inshallah, see good results. So Apna will be much stronger, bigger, financially viable, more visible, and will play a greater role in advocacy and for physician integration, not just from physicians come from Pakistan, but our younger physicians who graduate here. We will engulf them with love and dignity also. Thank you.
Okay. Want me to move on to the question with Dr. Moenuddin? You had 30 seconds left. You're fine with that?
Oh, good. No, I can. I was just so afraid that I'll overrun my time. So, so anyway, so my vision for Apna is this. My vision for Apna is much bigger than what we are doing right now. Apna needs to, you know, somehow come up with, you were asking the treasurers about what is a good source of revenue for Apna. The best source of revenue for Apna is to open surgical centers, outpatient cath labs, you know, centers that Apna can, you know, benefit from financially also. So it's time to move to the next level, even open a medical college in Pakistan or in USA. That's my vision.
Your time is up. Thank you so much for your response.
Thank
Dr.
you.
Moenuddin, same question for you. Where do you see Apna in 5 years?
Yeah, first off, I just want to respond that, you know, I had absolutely nothing to do with whatever she's talking about, the texting. I have too much going on. And it was hurtful to see some of her own people attacking me on social forum that I was somehow involved in this. I have no idea of this. Some of them were actually neighbors who are here in my community, who are building mosques and, you know, and Women Welfare Association stand with us. And then they go on to assume that I was somehow involved in this attack. I condemn it and I had nothing to do with it. Having said that and moving on, I think these problems happen when there is no transparency. If APPNA had come out in the beginning and say, okay, this is my baggage, this is my, you know, background, you know, this is on my record, you know, and then, you know, move on with it. If you are not transparent, people take advantage of this. You know, the problem is that when you have leaders who, when you Google their name and the first thing that comes is something like this, what's going to happen to the organization? How people are going to view this organization. So that is the problem. Having said that, I want to move on. I want to portray, I want to see APPNA in 5 years that under new cable, a prosperous organization, robust membership, more local graduates, more American graduates, having membership liaison to connect between leaders and members, generate more better revenue for APPNA, new revenue cycles that are not being generated, such as grant writing. We talked about research in last debate, incubator programs, that would attract young American graduates, virtual colleges offering CMEs, diplomas to Pakistan, telehealth, maybe tech bazaar.
Your time is up.
Hiba, I'm sorry for interrupting, but this is something very, very important that I was attacked again. My thing is, I am my own person. There is absolutely no record of me, Medicare or Medicaid or anything that was alluded in the text. So for Dr. Mohyuddin to say that I should have come forward on my own, for what? Dr. Mohyuddin, I am my own person. I am Dr. Humaira Qamar. I am not Dr. Asad Qamar. So please don't confuse the two. And please, I would humbly request you to not call me she. I have a name, Humaira, Dr. Humaira Qamar. If I can call you Dr. Mohyuddin, please call me Dr. Humaira Qamar. I appreciate
Dr.
it.
Humaira Qamar, your name was, from what I know.
Okay, let's.
Your name and your LLC, you were in that LLC.
No, you're wrong, Dr. Mohyuddin. Absolutely wrong. I am my own person. I'm an established.
Okay, I'm gonna break it up right now so that
get
we
your
can
facts
move
right.
on. Thank you so much for your responses, and I will move on to the presidential candidates. So first is Dr. Rehan. First question will go to you. Do you think there can be role for the runner-up candidate?
Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum. First, I want to Asif ke walid sahab ke liye duaएं. I know what he's going through.
Thank you.
दूसरा आपने पूछा their role for runner-up candidate. It is not only the runner-up candidate that has a role. The whole APPNA membership has a role. We have to get members involved. Certainly, the runner-up candidate has a role. The committee chairs have a role. The council has a great role to play. So, usme, I think every member has a role. I mean, we do not have to have formal roles in that. Everybody could give input, and that's unfortunately what our culture has been lacking. Listening to people. It should not be an us versus them society kind of thing, where even if a good suggestion comes from somebody that I don't like or have opposed, or even 10 years ago did not say salam to me in one of the conventions, that I'm against that proposal. No, we should sit and listen to everybody. So there is a role. Talking about the role, APPNA has to set forward its priorities as well. What are we as an organization? Are we just a small philanthropy organization? Look at HDF, look at Helping Hands. Your young graduates, North American graduates, are going in droves to them because we have to present something special, something different to the membership. That is how we will influence the generations. So we are a professional organization. Philanthropy is one part of our culture, of the DNA of APPNA, but APPNA is much bigger than that. We have had physicians who invested in Pakistan. I was talking to a physician the other day. They lost their lifetime investments investing in a hospital. APPNA should have taken a stand. There were 30, 40 of them. These are issues of the membership. Unless you give them this confidence that APPNA speaks for them,
You have 10 seconds
then
left.
you're just a small fish in a big pond, and you're not able to differentiate yourselves. And that is why we're stagnant. That is what we're lacking. Thank you.
Thank you for your response. Dr. Zafar, same question for you. Do you think there can be role for runner-up candidates?
Absolutely, Dr. Heather. A leader, no matter which organization, should be able to have everyone work together. It does not mean that if I am not the leader tomorrow, that I'm going to disown or not work with the people who were my opponents. The issue that really comes here is that the culture that has unfortunately been set, that there are groups that are working. If this group is going to win, the other group is entirely discarded. No matter what your competence is, how talented you are, that is not going to count. What really counts is who is the person in leadership and who are the advisors there. We need to totally end this culture. How can we attract new physicians or young physicians when someone, a young graduate of KE, told me today that all the negative stuff he has seen on one social forum, which unfortunately is being managed by the APPNA members, is going on. And there is no one, absolutely no one, even my opponent and his supporters who are sitting there, who are going to deny any of that. So it's very easy to say things. I can come up with a million things and say, this needs to be done, that needs to be done. We need to respect each other. We need to look for the future of APPNA, where we have to strengthen the financial structure of this organization. There is constant criticism of charity, but let me just remind you something. In the last year, this has been since the earthquake, which is almost 15 years now, we were able to collect $1.4 million. There were hundreds, there were thousands of people. There were non-APPNA members who came forward. A gentleman gave us $500,000. He wanted to remain anonymous. If we are that weak as an organization, why are other people coming forward and giving us those
10
funds?
seconds left.
So let's not keep on, instead of strengthening the strength that we have, let's drop this criticism of ongoing criticism about charity. Yes, there are several other
Your
things.
time is up, Dr. Zafar. Thank you so much for your response. Thank you very much. So the next question will go to you first. How do you see the involvement of APPNA family members in some APPNA committees and the conflicts that it may raise?
So first of all, this is an interesting question. Any APPNA member can be part of any committee because there is nothing in the Constitution that says a family member cannot be part of the committee. And I have a feeling this question has been directed towards me. So let me give you a few examples here.
No, it's not a personal question directed to anybody.
Okay.
Well, all of questions are just from members.
Let me just say something. If there is, the president is the one who appoints the committee chairs and the members, and they are appointed because of their competency. I was chair and I've been the chair, and I'm proud of that, of SWDRC for several years, because I've always done a good job. I've delivered what I've been asked for, and I've been able to complete those projects. My brother, who's running the cornea project and has sent 4,000 corneas to Pakistan, if someone thinks that's a conflict of interest because he's part of the committee and he's doing their job, I don't think that argument really goes through. The conflict of interest comes if you're going to bring in a person who is incompetent and is not able to deliver. If I become part of the committee, for instance, there is a Kashmir committee I hear about. I have never heard about what this committee has done. Are there even any minutes of this committee? Or has anyone in Kashmir ever been helped? So it is not, conflict of interest should not be, when we talk about it, just focused on the family members. Again, it should be on the competence of the people who are managing these committees.
Thank you so much. We have 20 seconds. You want to say anything else, or I can continue with Dr.
I think I've delivered my point.
Okay, thank you. So Dr. Rehan, same question goes to you then. How do you see the involvement of APPNA family members in some APPNA committees and the conflicts that it may raise?
I think committees, I mean, the family members, I don't have a problem with that as long as there's not a conflict. But what I have a problem is the game of musical chairs in committees. If you do not appoint new faces, fresh faces, that may bring new ideas. What do we compare somebody's performance against what? You compare my own performance against myself. Could there have been another person who would have chaired a particular committee and even done better? And when we talk about, like, we don't criticize charity. What we're talking about is APPNA is bigger than just charity. I want people not to put dollar value on everything. The Merit Committee, which did a webinar every single night in the beginning of COVID, the ICU folks who rounded virtually on every single patient in the lead rating hospital, when they saved lives, if one life was saved, how much do we put a value on that? $10, $100,000, $1 million? I think some things are priceless. APPNA does bigger things than that. The young physicians that are helped by Fateh Shahzad and Shahzad Iqbal and everybody, the visas that they get, how do we put a dollar value on that? So I do not criticize charity. I think it's a wonderful thing. I've been involved with charity. Dr. Zafar, I mean, my friend, she put out a comparison chart where she said that I did not have any services to APPNA before I ran for treasurer. I mean, I think like she probably like oversight that I was with her in SWDRC. We worked together with floods. When Jamil Farooqi was there for the IDP crisis, we worked there as well. So these are the things. Charity will continue. And with the committees, I think a committee chair should be appointed for one term only, and they should move on to an advisory role. If you don't groom new leadership, that's a failure to groom leadership. People, I mean, after Wasim Akram, I mean, nobody knew there would be a Shoaib Akhtar after that. You could not get him played like on and on and on.
Thank you for your response. I appreciate it. So Dr. Rehan, the next question goes to you first. If you become APPNA president, will you prevent negative campaigning in APPNA elections?
Definitely. I mean, negative campaigning should always be discouraged. Something which is not correct, factually incorrect, like saying that I did not have any services to APPNA before 2019. That is factually incorrect. However, if you draw a contrast saying, these are my services, these are somebody else's, but they should be based on facts. The COVID-19 task force, it was said that I did not have any input in that. I have proof of that. I don't want to go into those details. I mean, the small details that I initiated the idea in the EC. When we say the COVID-19 task force raised this much money, the EC, let me tell you this, organization is bigger than individuals. People trust APPNA. People donate to APPNA. People want to work with APPNA. Organization is always bigger than individuals. Individuals, to me, they may come and go, but I mean, tomorrow I may not be here. I may not even be in the EC, but APPNA is still there. When I mean, the efforts that we do, this is people listen to us because we are APPNA. APPNA has a voice. Arshad Rehan himself is nobody. Humaira Qamar is nobody. I think it is about organization. So the organization is bigger than people, bigger than individuals. Negative campaigning, yes, it should be stopped. Negative campaigning when things are not based on facts, when you do not look at the facts, when you do not vet it and put it out for people, that is negative campaigning. And I think, I mean, I will condemn it. I can't stop anybody from doing that, but I think it is not the right way to do. I mean, as long as there is mudslinging on one forum, social forums, you still have to, there are people who will come up with their own ideas, but everybody should be there to respond to that. I mean, if you're not there to listen to the membership. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Han.
Dr. Heather, let me, I think you're talking about negative campaigning. So let me say a few things here. First of all, Arshad has mentioned about that he was part of a subcommittee. The negative card, which was sent out, was basically by him, where he said, I'd never been part of any professional organization. I was not only the president, treasurer, secretary of my alumni, which is Kemkhana. I am also the current chair of the board of trustees. He very conveniently overlooked that. Then he's saying that I am doing the mudslinging. That information was gathered from the CV that he put. Obviously, being part of SWDRC back in 2009 was not important to him, because if it was, he should have really mentioned that in his CV. So that information came from there. Now, let me tell you about mudslinging. It's becoming very fashionable for all the candidates to say that we totally are against it and we denied. I have never seen once that there is a social group, and I'm being told now I should be there to defend myself. If I'm not there to defend myself, my opponent or his supporters, very senior members of his supporting team, there was not one word which was said by them against a statement that came out about my family, my brother, and my sister. So let's not pretend that, yes, social negative campaigning is bad. If this is what we are doing in our current elections, what are we going to do when we become the leaders of this organization? And let me also please remind something. I've been told by people that you remained quiet. I remained quiet because that is not me. I'm not going to stoop to that level. I'm not going to get down to that trashy politics and negative campaigning like that. And though it was not that much on Facebook, it was very much there on certain social groups. And I'm sure Dr. Rehan is aware of that.
10 seconds left. Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Zafar, for your response.
Can I just respond to that, Hiba, just for
There
few
are no
seconds?
real rebuttals in this debate.
Yeah, because I
I'm
mean,
sorry.
on my CV, it clearly says that I initiated the COVID-19 task force idea. On our comparison chart, it clearly
Okay.
says that Aisha has been a president of
So
her
I'm
alumni.
gonna have to go to the next question, Dr. Rehan. This is just, we have to follow the way this debate is set up.
Okay.
So the last question goes first to Dr. Zafar. What is your vision of APPNA in 5 years?
My vision of APPNA in 5 years is that I would very much, I have 3 nephews who are medical students and residents, and I very much want them to be part of APPNA. APPNA for me has been like a family. But how do I encourage these children to join APPNA when they see the negative comments, when they see the negative emails? This, Dr. Heather, is for a year's presidency. This is not how we should be defining ourselves. We need to attract and we need to bring more people together. Even in the elections, yes, we are opponents, but let's stop tearing each other down. I've been criticized for every single thing I've done in the last 17 years. And you know what? I'm proud of it. I have a passion for it. And I'm not going to take, people can continue to criticize me and talk about numbers and about charity and $10 and $15. No, we have to rise to a higher level than that. I want to bring more physicians, young physicians. There were 250 physicians who came from Pakistan who got the visas this time. I want them to be APPNA members. I want our kids here to be members. We need to strengthen our financial structure. We need to work more on that. And we also need to work more on advocacy and also expand our social welfare. This is not criticism, but when someone asks me, what has APPNA done? If I'm going to tell them, I invited the Prime Minister to the winter meeting, great, that's a great job. But did it feed any hungry people? Did it take care of any widows? Did we take care of any people living in shelters? People want to know what is the solid work that APPNA has done.
You have 20 seconds. You wanna use them, or I can go with the question?
No,
to Dr.
my main thing is that let's please change this atmosphere of negativity we have, and then say this will happen, but
10
election
seconds.
then hum sab dost honge. No, we have to be civil to each other. And I think this is one thing I just want to keep on saying again and again. We
Okay.
need to stop the
Thank you, Dr. Zafar. Your
Thank
time is up. So same question to you, Dr. Rehan. What is your vision of APPNA in 5 years?
Well, my vision is, I mean, it's a clear choice. Basically, what you have is on one side, you will have maintaining status quo, that whatever we do, we keep on doing that. On other side, you would have a changed APPNA, an APPNA that thinks big and acts big as well. I mean, bringing the Prime Minister to Peshawar may not look, I mean, it does not give you immediate results, but what it does is in the longer run, okay, you will not only feed like 10 or 100 or 500 people, but it has the potential, when you work with them, it has the potential to change the outlook of the whole population of the people. Pakistan has 230 million people. How many people can APPNA reach? I mean, how many people are we going to? It's the same thing. You give a man a fish and you will feed him for the day. But if you teach him how to fish, you will feed him for a lifetime. That is the basic philosophical difference that I have, that how much could APPNA do being a small scale charity? If, as I said previously, people are going in droves to other organizations. The hard work, the long, hard grind, it does not give you immediate results. It does not give you that thing that I did this. But in 5 years and 10 years, they start bringing fruit. I mean, you could influence policy there. I mean, we give scholarships to people. Okay, we talked about the cornea donation program, which my friend said that people in Pakistan don't believe in organ transplant. They don't believe in it. I agree that, but this is what we need to emphasize. This is where we need to work on. When we engage with the government, we want to make sure that in syllabus, the importance of organ transplant, organ donation is added so that people keep doing that. You cannot spoon feed people. You have to teach them. That's where, I heard the story about in our third class that somebody came to the Prophet and said, I'm hungry. He did not give him that, take 2 dirhams and buy yourself a bread. He gave.
Thank you so much, candidates. I appreciate you joining tonight's second debate. Thank you very much. I'm thankful to my team, NEC team, APPNA membership who sent all those questions for you guys, and especially Laik and Nicholas for facilitating this. Thank you all once again.
Thank you, Hiba.
And our prayers to you, Dr. Muhyiddin, for your dad. Inshallah, God give him a speedy recovery, and wish you guys all the best. Membership is here to listen to you guys and decide. That's the reason for these debates, and these are very important.
Thank you, Hiba.
Thank you. Have a good night.
You too. Thank you.
Take care.